9. The theft of 2 apples. Many times in history and legend, lives have been changed by a simple piece of fruit. In the Bible, God told Adam and Eve not to eat the forbidden fruit. The archer William Tell shot an apple off the sun's head. Isaac Newton discovered gravity when he was awakened by an apple falling on his head. In the story of Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, Snow White ate the poisoned apple that a wicked queen gave her and fell into the helpless, deep sleep. The city of Daegu, where I was raised, used to be very famous for its apples. In my own life, a simple apple played a pivotal role in correcting a bad habit. When I was 10 years old in late autumn, my brother and I visited the graves of our ancestors deep in the faraway mountains. When we arrived at our hometown near the mountains, we began the long walk to the graveyard. Along the road was a large orchard where many apple trees grew. Ripe, red apples were hanging heavily on the branches, and some apples had fallen under the trees. I decided to jump over the wire fence and pick 2 apples because no one was watching. And I didn't think that 2 apples would matter to the orchard owner. I couldn't resist the temptation, just as Adam had done in the Bible. My brother begged me not to do it, but I picked 2 big, tempting apples. I put one in each pocket and jumped back as if nothing had happened. As I took a few steps from the fence, an old man and his dog ran toward us. The old man said, "What have you done in my orchard?" I said, "Nothing. We have done nothing." The old man said, "What's that in your pockets?" My brother walked up to him and said, "Please forgive us. My brother stole the apples from your farm. This is his first time." My brother, who was 2 years older than I, knew a lot more than I because he had read many books. Anyway, the man took us to his farm and ordered us to work for an hour to pay for my theft. We cleaned up the yard and collected all of the fallen apples. When we finished, the old man said, "Do you know who I am? I was a close friend of your father's. 10 years have passed since your father died. Your father and I went to school together in this town. I am sad to see that both of you had become thieves." Pointing to me, he said, "You are a carbon copy of your father, but he never stole anything. An old saying teaches us that the thief of a needle may become the thief of a cow." He then asked, "Who had the idea of stealing those apples?" I said, "I'm sorry. I did it even though my brother begged me not to." The old man replied, "You committed 2 punishable crimes, theft and breaking and entering. However, since this is your first time, I won't punish you anymore." Then he pointed to 2 sacks by the gate and said, "Here are 2 sacks of apples I have prepared for your mother and your uncle. I haven't seen them since they left town. Please give them my best regards. I'll carry the apples to the bus stop for you." When our bus came, he said, "Next time I see you, I hope you will be a useful person, not a thief." Before getting on the bus, I promised him that I would grow up to be a great man. Since that incident, I never broke into his farm or any other place. Once a year, we would visit him, and he always gave my brother and me a few apples. I love to tell this story. I was fortunate to learn early in life that I shouldn't steal anything, no matter how small. I have taken to heart what Benjamin Franklin, whose picture is on the $100 bill, said, "Honesty is the best policy." I try not to lie, deceive, steal, or hurt others. One of my mottos in life is, don't take anything that doesn't belong to you. The best way not to become a thief is to not let temptation enter your mind in the first place. James A. Garfield, the 20th President of the United States, said, "Stick to your own strict rules and principles, and you will have good character before the age of 20.